So, for whatever reason, the light has come on in your head and you're prepping. You've just started and you're stacking food, you're stacking water, you're stacking medical supplies, you're stacking ammo. But as far as the food goes, are you stacking the right kinds of food? Are you stacking the right things? Or are you stacking something? Are you stacking things that might just make you sick or get you killed in the end? Let's get shady about it, y'all.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! On these shields, boys!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Shady, you are in the zone. I appreciate you stopping by. If you're new, if this is your first time, second time on the channel, and you like what you're seeing, please do me a favor. Go up, click on that subscribe button. Maybe drop down in the comments below. Leave me a comment, a thumbs up, a thumbs down. And for goodness sake, please be sure to hit that little bell so you get notifications when we put out a new video. Appreciate it. Thanks a bunch for being here. There are a lot of you out there right now that are new to prepping and you just started putting up food because, like I said in the intro, the light has come on in your head. You're looking at the world these days and you just don't feel like something's right. So you want to be prepared. You want to have a little extra food. You want to have a little extra water. So today I want to go over 4 things with y'all that you should not be putting in your pantry. These are things that a lot of people will get because, for one thing, they're cheap, and secondly, they're easy to store. Now, the first thing on the list, and yep, you guessed it, good old ramen noodles. Everybody loves ramen noodles. Everybody, if you're a college kid, if you got a real short lunch break at work, these things are terrific. And I just happen to have a pack of top ramen noodles right here in the pack. These things are garbage, okay? For a snack, for something like that, they work just fine. If you're stacking these things as a prep food, as something for long term, stop right now. Please just stop. This stuff has no nutritional value to it at all, people. A lot of times we don't even know, for the most of us, what these damn things are made out of. But I can tell you this. They come in this nice little pack. They stack real good. They only last for about a year. Honestly, they only last for about a year in that package. Now, you could probably vacuum seal them and they would probably go for a little bit longer. But the thing about it is, they have no nutritional value to them. They have carbs. They have carbs. They're empty carbs. Okay? They one pack of ramen noodles has almost half of the minimum daily requirement of sodium that you need. One pack. So if you want to do that for just a snack, just something to carry you over, maybe throw some meat or some vegetables in with it and make something with it like that, that you could possibly get by with. But for God's sake, please don't stack this stuff for meals. And if you do, that little pack that's in there, that little pack of flavoring, take that thing out and throw it away. Put your own flavoring into it. That way you're not getting all the sodium. I read a report somewhere that ramen is also horrible because of that sodium. It is horrible on you if you have high blood pressure or a heart condition. There are even some studies that say that these things will hurt your liver and kidney if you eat enough of them. Now, there are all kinds of alternatives to ramen noodles. One of the things that you might want to consider, and let me tell y'all something, this ain't the greatest food in the world either, but these things will last a lot longer than that junk, and they're a lot better for you. And just as a disclaimer, y'all, The brands that I'm putting up here are just brands that I have laying around the house. I am not dissing a certain brand of food, a certain company, anything like that. I'm talking about the food itself, not the company or the corporation that produces the food. But yeah, take these things, get rid of them. All right. Now, if you already have a bunch of them stacked, okay, don't feel bad. Don't do what I just did and just throw them away. Keep them, because if nothing else, later on, you might be able to use them to barter. Okay, so they do have some value to them. Don't depend on them to live off of. Now, the second thing that I want y'all to know about is, and these are bad, tomato sauce, canned tomatoes, anything like that. Oh, don't stack these foods. Okay. Um, any can that you get, and this is a tuna can right here. But any can that you get, if you look on the inside of it really well, let me see if I can get it up to the camera. If you feel around the inside of this can, there's a very, very thin coating in that can. Okay. That coating is to keep the food that's in the can separated from the metal of the can. All right. Canned tomatoes, canned tomato sauce, tomato paste, things like that. Tomatoes are not a vegetable. They are a fruit, and they are a citrusy fruit. They have citric acid in them. And what will happen is over a period of time, that citric acid will actually eat through that thin coating in that can, and your food will come in contact with the metal. Now, what that does is that sets it up for oxidation. It sets it up for rust. It sets it up for contaminants to get into the food, to get into the tomato sauce, to get into the tomato paste. This can cause you a lot of problems. All right. There are a couple of alternatives that you can do. There is powdered tomato sauce out there that you can mix with water, and it will make a tomato sauce. You can also, some of the brands that come in jars, they're okay. They're a lot better than the canned stuff because the tomato paste, the tomatoes, the acid is not coming in contact with any kind of layer. It's just coming in contact with glass. As long as it's not touching the top of that jar, the lid of that jar, you should be okay with it for a while. It's not going to last a whole lot longer, but it's a lot better to get it in a jar or can your own or use the instant tomato paste to do that. Now, the third thing is closely related to the tomatoes because it's canned fruit. Any kind of canned fruit, same thing. The citric acid in it is going to eat through that lining in that can sooner or later, and you're going to have problems. So avoid that. Go with your instant sauces, go with your jars, go with anything besides this stuff in a can. All right, moving it along. Uh, this, and I'll put a picture of it up, but I just happen to have a can of the same thing. This is stuff that's laying around my house. This is not things that I am prepping. This is just some things that I've had in my pantry for regular consumption, not for long-term food storage, but evaporated milk. A lot of people get evaporated milk and they think, okay, this is good. I've got milk in a can. Guys, let me tell you something about evaporated milk. The date on the bottom of it, unlike a lot of other canned foods, the date on the bottom of evaporated milk is pretty close to the date that this stuff is going to start going bad. You open it up and it comes out in clumps. If it smells horrible, you know it's gone. And it doesn't take it very long after the expiration date on the can for evaporated milk to start going bad. It is a horrible, horrible thing to prep. Do not do it. You are going to get sick if you drink rancid milk. Okay, one of your alternatives for this, and I just pulled one out of the pantry. I'm not advertising the company. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to show the company. Powdered milk. It's a little bit more expensive than the evaporated canned milk, but this stuff will last for a long time. Once again, you have to add water to it. I'm not really a cheerleader for a lot of foods that you have to add water to. However, it is better than the alternative. So stay away from that. Stay away from the canned fruits. Stay away from the canned tomato paste. And for God's sakes, stay away from ramen noodles. Guys, you have to be smart. Now, it's like I said, especially with the ramen noodles, if you have some of these things laying around, don't just throw them out, okay? Start doing better. You can get a can of chicken noodle soup. You can get a box of macaroni and cheese. Got better nutritional value for you than those ramen noodles do. You can get your tomato sauce, your tomatoes in a jar. Can your tomatoes will last a lot longer than the things in a can. The evaporated milk, a lot of people, it surprises a lot of people. The first three things, most people say, oh, I got you. But a lot of people have never heard that evaporated milk will go bad, and it will go bad on you. And just as a tip, and this is for you. This is for you guys out there. Sorry, this is for you guys out there that are just beginning. You will see these a lot. You'll see them in a lot of mom and pop stores. You'll see them in some of the bigger chains. Will even do this. If you get a can, if I can get this where you can see it right, a dented can like this, don't buy this and sit it in your pantry. Okay, if it don't got a label on it, if it doesn't have a label on it, if it's dented, don't buy it. All it takes is a small pinhole in this can to start letting things inside of this can that shouldn't be there. Okay, now this, you can hear it sloshing around in there. There's air in there, guys. Once bacteria or anything else gets through one of these little holes, and it can be a little tiny microscopic hole, not even be leaking. Don't buy this stuff and put it up. If you want to buy it and have it that night for supper, then buy it and have it that night for supper. If you want to buy it and have it in a couple of days, then buy it and have it in a couple of days. But don't put this stuff in your pantry and expect to keep it for 5 or 6 years, because you're really rolling the dice when you start messing with dented cans and stuff. Guys, I hope this has been helpful. Um, a lot of people don't know this. There are a lot of you guys out there, a lot of my subscribers that already know this stuff. This is for people that are just beginning. This is people who are just trying to get them a stack of food and get it quick. Don't be in that big of a hurry to where you make little mistakes. Do some research on your stuff. Think about what you're doing. Put up good things. Put up things that are going to last you for a while. Things that when you open them up, they're not going to make you sick. Until the next time, I want y'all to take care of each other. God bless every one of you. And hey, y'all stay shady.